So, getting ready to go to Oblong to the Oblong Antique Tractor and Engine Show, which is the club that Uncle Richard is part of, and I told him I'd go down and help. The car is vibrating really bad, and all the fluids are good in it, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but I don't want to take that. That's what I was supposed to take, but it's not doing the right thing. That has a broke Bendix, or snap ring on the Bendix, and I haven't got it fixed yet. That does not run because the fuel injection system is screwed up on it. That is a dump truck. So we're road tripping Bob today. And I think it's gonna go okay because I haven't had any trouble with Bob. Knocked on many parts of wood that are on this truck. Got tire shine on it, make it all pretty. Letting it warm up right now. Got an extra can of gas in case something would happen that I would not get gas at the right time. Got a full jug of oil and another half one over there that I've always got. Hopefully I won't use both of those or else something's really wrong with this. Also taking a jug of coolant. I'm not familiar other than with this truck. My only experience with Fords, I think it runs hotter than anything else, but that's because it's my only Ford. So let's see what mileage we're starting out with. We're starting out with, and I've told you guys before, this engine, it's not the original engine, but it has been in the truck for a long time, and it's just like what the original engine in the truck was. We're starting out 6,450 miles and 4/10. So I wrote that down. The Eagles are going to help us out here with our magnet. We started off with that number and a full tank of gas. And yeah, we're ready to go. Something I didn't do last night, I should probably do. Let's check my turn signals. Yep, that one's flashing. That one's going. They don't show up on the camera very well. I don't know why. I saw this light bulb working. I know that one worked. Yeah, that one's real bright for some reason. Well, with our backhoe lens on it. Yep. All right. Our hazards work. I hear them clicking, so they should. They're on a different relay though, so that is something separate to check. Yes, they both work. And they wouldn't work if the ones in the front didn't work, because each light bulb completes the relay on these old vehicles. Alright, I know the lights work because I've had them on all the time, all this time, so we are ready to go. Contrary to what Bob is telling us, we got a full tank of gas because my stick that I've got measures, that gauge is broken. So we've got a full tank of gas. We got Jesus. We got good windshield wipers. And we got good oil pressure. I think we're ready to go. Something I forgot to tell you guys. Probably since this truck was delivered to Peru, Indiana from the Ontario, Canada Ford plant in 1972 or 1973 according to the original title, but it is a 1972 truck. I'm guessing Bob probably didn't really drive this outside of Indiana. So this could be the first time in 49 years that this truck has left the state of Indiana. That's kind of a cool mile marker for the truck, and that's kind of a cool mile marker for me to take part in that. It only goes 50 miles an hour though, so it's gonna be a while. So right now we are 15 miles from Harrysville, Indiana. I have got gas, I think 3 times, and I didn't need to get gas 2 of those 3 times. We're running a solid 51 or 2 miles an hour. Truck's doing awesome. I'm a little behind on time, about half hour off, because I stopped in Crawfordsville to see a family member, and then now we're back on the road. Our mileage is currently 6,548 and 7/10. I'll catch you guys later on. This is going to be the scariest part of the whole journey. We are on 63 now. We still could only go 50. And this is the first double lane road like this that we've been on. Cayuga's 8 miles away, so I better get gas there. And this is going to be interesting. So just crossed the state line, and we're doing good. Stopped at this little campsite that is literally right across the state line. I think the sign says the wondrous story of Illinois. I don't really know what the campsite is called, but I knew it was here. I pulled over at the state line, took a picture, but there wasn't a good place to pull over, so I didn't hang around to take a video. We're going to go look at a historical rock, if I remember where it's at, and because I've always wanted to read it. So we're doing good. Just put some oil in Bob, and I'm letting it do its thing. It should be alright pretty soon. I can't watch this, I gotta drive. There you go. There's our rock. I knew it. So every time we go down Route 1, I always want to read this rock. One of the original milestones which marked the trail from Vincennes to Chicago. There's another one up the road there. The stone was number 93, which designated the number of miles from Vincennes. This was put here in 1930. And I would guess at some time it had something on the top. Alright. Let's continue on. Stopped in Paris at Rural King and got some brake fluid, and we're back on the road. So Route 1's closed. I should have just went through Robinson, but turned around here at the Lincoln Trail College. Oops. And I'm looking across the street here. See Explorer package. No, that's a 76 edition Ford. That's got a gold stripe on it, and then the eagle on the front door is faded out. That's a 76 only edition Ford. And there's this really cool old camper here. I don't quite know what that is. And then an old early 60s Chevy with a topper on the back of it. So, just made it to Aunt Gaithel and Uncle Richard's, and they are both at the engine show right now, but I made it to their house, and that means this was a successful first half of the road trip. The second half, of course, will be making it back home. But the truck ran great. It got a little warm, but it didn't overheat. And it runs warmer than what I would call normal anyway. I just go by what it seems to be because temperature gauge don't work. Of course, nothing's on right now because the truck is shut off. But yeah, so it ran great. Made it down here, and didn't run out of gas or oil or any of that jazz. There's Heidi. I figured she was gonna go sniff the truck. Like, I know who you are, but I don't know whose truck that is, because I've never driven it down here before. Obviously, or else this wouldn't be a big thing for me to feel like making a video about. But it made it just fine. I was tempted to park over here in the mud and the shade. I'd also be out of their way here because Uncle Richard parks there and Aunt Gaithel parks there. I'm also a little confused because they're Papa's Trailblazer that he gave to Aunt Gaithel when he got his new Tahoe. There she's checking out the truck. It's not here either, so I'm not sure how all three of their vehicles are gone, because it's not in the garage. I don't think. I think just the lawnmower's in the garage. Yeah, there's no car in there. Last place we got gas was West Union. How much gas do we have left? I feel like we have quite a bit. Oh yeah, we got quite a bit. That's our full line. Yep, we got plenty of gas. If we go to Kara's or Toe Hills or any place, we got enough fuel. So I just did the math, and come on, there we go. I just put 214 miles on this truck in one day, in one trip. That's probably more than this truck has probably ever had put on it at one time. Because it's a farm truck. It wasn't ever a truck that Bob just took anywhere and everywhere, as far as I know and as far as Mike and Tony know. I texted Mike and Tony when I got here, and Tony says, "Are you kidding?" I sent her that picture of me at the state line. She says, "Are you kidding?" And I said, "No, I'm going down to my great uncle's for a tractor show." She just couldn't believe that. But the truck ran great. It didn't give me any problems. I thought it was going to kind of get hot, but when we stopped in Cayuga, I thought it was going to be a little hot because the going on 63 was asking a lot of this truck. Even though I was only going 50, which was, the same speed that I went the entire trip. Although I did at one point end up look down and was going 55, but I have to also make it back home. So, having not ever driven this truck any faster than 50, I didn't even know it would go 55. I decided I'll just drive it where I know that it's not gonna kill itself. Although it didn't sound like it was going to explode when I was going 50, or 55. But it drove good. Didn't give me any trouble. I just, I was courteous about it every time I stopped and got gas. I did a routine check of maintenance. And I started my trip at 9:30 this morning from Walton, Indiana. The truck had 6,450 miles on it and 4/10 with a full tank of gas. I started just randomly getting gas because I knew that Kirkland was going to have good, cheap gas. It was a marathon, so I knew it was good gas, but it was also going to be cheap. So I Knew I was going to get gas there. I got a little paper here. I wrote down all my stuff. So, in Kirkland, I told you it was random. 4.068 gallons of gas. And that was, their gas price was $3.89, which means I messed up my West Union thing. Oh well, I'll get to that in a minute. The truck had, when I was in Kirkland, Indiana, had 6,487 miles and 5.5 tenths. Some math teacher is gonna see that and be like, "No, you didn't have 5.5 tenths of anything." I just wrote down what it said. Then I got a little behind schedule, mostly because I didn't have to be down here at a certain time, and so I've got a great aunt that lives in Crawfordsville, Aunt Florence. So I stopped at her house for a little bit in Crawfordsville. That was at noon. At 12:30, I stayed for, I don't know, 25 minutes or so. And we talked and had a good time. And she was very, very surprised to see me because she didn't know I was going to stop by her house. Neither, I really didn't either when I left this morning. My face looks very shiny. I don't know why. I'm not sweating. It must be oily. Crawfordsville, at 12:32, I stopped at, I thought it was a Rickers, but it's a Circle K. And I got, oh, that's right. I felt stupid. I got 3.38 gallons of gas. Gas people, I'm glad that I had a AAA gas card, because I always pay cash, but Mom gave me this card for going down here because she didn't want me to fumble around with my money everywhere. And I'm kind of glad she did, because I would have felt really stupid going in to the gas station and asking for my $20 bill worth of change, and I only put 3.38 gallons of gas in the truck at Crawfordsville. At that point, the truck had 6,531 and 2/10 miles. That was at 12:32. At Cayuga, I got there. That's in Indiana. Cayuga, Indiana, got there 1:36 p.m. Trying to read this. Got 13. Really? I got 13.6 gallons of gas. Oh yeah, I knew that I could make it, so I just kept waiting. Because I was starting to figure out how far I could go with the truck. And I thought I got a receipt there, but unfortunately I don't see one. Because I'm not sure this number's right. That I got 13.16 gallons of gas. I don't think that's right. I don't think I bought that much. But I don't have a receipt for it, so I just wrote that down, and hopefully wrote that down right. At $3.99, that was, the truck had 6,571 and 6/10 miles. I stopped at that mile marker, rock, that historic monument rock. The truck, as I was filming, I was pulling up to that rock, and I actually had to go up to the next road and turn around because I was going to miss the road to pull over, so I didn't pull over on Route 1 and walk across the street and look at that rock. Truck just rolled over to 6,600 miles. But I didn't get any gas or anything because it was a rock. I took a picture. Then I stopped in Paris, Illinois, at Rural King, because I realized that I didn't buy any. I guess. Hold on, I'll back up. So after I stopped at the historical rock, I stopped in Paris, Illinois, at Rural King, and I realized my dad had sent me a text and said, make sure that you make sure that you check all your fluids and stuff in your truck, which I checked all that last night and this morning before I went. I guess I checked the car last night. Checked the truck this morning. Everything was fine. I brought some extra stuff. I've got a 100-pound steel box in the back, and it's got a jug of gas, a jug of coolant, and a jug of oil in it. So, I was prepared. Except for brake fluid. I didn't bring any brake fluid. So, I stopped in Rural King. I can't reach him right now, but I got these. They're little bitty jugs of brake fluid, but they were perfect for pouring in this truck. And I didn't use a full one. The sun's coming out, so the lighting is probably gonna get a little screwed up here. Can we set this on that part of the steering? Probably not. Very well. Alright. So I got those little cans. I put some brake fluid in it. It wasn't stopping bad, but I thought that's not something that I don't want to have in this truck. Because this truck likes to spit brake fluid, but it always stops good. So I haven't quite figured that out yet. The vacuum system must be good on the brakes. I don't know. But, so after, that wasn't super long. I guess that was probably 15 minutes, maybe. I didn't write down a time on that. I didn't write down the time I stopped at the rock either, because I didn't really think any of that mattered at the time. The next place I got gas after Cayuga was not until West Union, Illinois, at the Kmart, the Krae Mart, which was right across from this little diner that I was very tempted to go have lunch in, because I have not eaten much in the past 2 days because I've been very busy. That was at 3:09, according to my watch. All of this is set on my watch. My watch does not change with the crossing the time zones. So 3:09 my time, got apparently $5.19 of gas. Here, I've got my receipt here for the West Union, Illinois Kmart, or not Kmart, Krae Food Mart. I got 5.19 gallons of gas for $3.89. Well, that was per gallon. That's a lie. That was a total of $20.25. But anyhow, I said that wrong. Stopped at West Union. Gas was $3.89. I got 5.19 gallons, or whatever I said earlier. Yeah. And the truck had 6,635 and 5/10 miles on it. Then I made it here, outside of Flat Rock, Illinois, at 3:39 p.m. my time. And what does the odometer say? 6,664 and 3/10 miles. And then I said hi to the dog. Nobody's here right now because they're at the engine show, which I'm getting ready to go to. I'm going to call them and see when they're coming home before I go over there. Truck's running great. And my friends keep all texting me because I
Sent them all texts and, said, hey, I either the ones that didn't know, I said I took the Ford on a road trip. The ones that did know, I said I made it. And then I took a tally. I thought it would be fun. Since this truck is, by today's standards, this truck is slow, I thought I would take a tally mark every time someone passed me. And I made it to, where was I at? I only had 12. That's a lie. I had 10 when I got on to 63. But 63, as you could see, 2 lanes going each direction, so lots of people passed me. That put me at, by the time that I got here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 people passed me. Which is, considering what I drove and what roads I drove on, I drove entirely on state roads the entire way here. So that is actually an accomplishment, that I only got past 22 times. And half of those were on or after 63. When I got off of 32 and got on to 63, I only had 12. So the next 10 were 63, so basically Cayuga to Flat Rock. And I don't really think I got past after Marshall. I also did not lose any of my little valve stem caps, which are little black dice. I kind of expected one of them to be lost by the time that I got back. I haven't made it back home yet, but so far, on part 1, I've still got all 4 of them. My truck still has all of its parts that it started out with from home, and we're doing pretty good right now.
So I never really started the video until now. We are heading back home. Back on 63. Back going 50 miles an hour. I gotta add another check mark to my paper. But it looks like it's gonna rain the whole time, so I'm kind of okay with it raining. Maybe it'll wash some of that black crap off of my truck from the tree. It leaked some stuff on me. I only went a couple more miles, but it's a lot darker. I can see both my headlights on the road. So it's about 10:30 p.m. We're about, I don't know, 17 miles from Kirkland. Probably where I'll stop and get gas. Last place I stopped was outside of Crawfordsville. My dash lights haven't worked since Perrysville, so that's kind of fun. But I've driven this truck so much this weekend that I kind of haven't figured out how fast I'm going. So I don't know if I'm going to film anything else before I get home or not.
There is no freaking way I only put 3 gallons in this truck. That I only used 3 gallons actually from, that's what that means, from, well, it wasn't really Crawfordsville. It was, yep, that's it. So I'll dry my gas off and check my oil. And hopefully I don't have to put any oil in it because everything's so freaking dark I can't see anything. I would like my receipt. Yes. Gracias. I made it back. It is 11:42, and our mileage on the truck now reads 6,777 and 7/10. I'm not even sure I can muster up the energy to get into my bed. I think that would be the wise thing to do. I also would love to just sleep in my truck. And Miss Dixie, what are you doing? You're gonna scratch my truck? Well, Miss Dixie has told us hello. I guess you can see her. I'm trying to get my flashlight to come up. There she is. There she looked at us. There she is. You a friendly kitty? No, I don't want you to come in my truck. How are you doing that? There you go. Hello there. Well, old Bob made it back home. And now I'm going to bed.